after tomorrow and so on, you can keep turning on the recording, and it will be saved over there in the files section, okay, if you want to download it. Okay, so I wish you good luck. All the
Thank
best.
you, Divya. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you very much. So welcome to all the friends who have joined for this very exciting course, Artificial Intelligence in Business Management. And as our friend just mentioned in the presentation, that don't really worry about the course content. The idea is just to sensitize you about various technologies which can maybe assist you in identifying what are some of the opportunities, or what are some of the career paths, or how you should plan your future, or what are the things maybe happening already in the business management field. So from those technologies, the one technology which we would definitely focus on is artificial intelligence, the usage of it. So that is what we are essentially going to do in our short interactions of around 10 hours during this week. Of course, if we had more time, we can go more in detail, but nothing to worry about. Um, I have created a website and I'm going to share the link with you. And over a period of time, you will not just in this week, even after the week, you will have access to that website, and you will go there and then see what are the things posted there. And then from there, whatever excites you, you are going to do on this. Of course, there is some, you will be marked on the course, or some grade would be given. Again, nothing to really worry about, but the way I would be giving you the marks. Of course, all of you are bright people. You're going to do very well. But the essential criteria is maybe participation in our conversations. Whenever you can do that, that would be nice. Participation through emails. Then you would be asked to submit a short video at the end of this week. And there are but I will guide you on that. I will make the posting on this Microsoft Teams. So just follow that and you would be fine. But at the end of every day, whenever we finish the class and before you sleep, you would be sending me an email about what is the takeaway from the class. What did you learn? What was exciting? What was not exciting? Whatever your thoughts on that day, through email, you can submit that, and that will also make part of your assessment. But again, nothing to really worry about, I would say. But so from there, I'm going to start now our today's interaction. So I prepared a little presentation. It's not little, it's quite long presentation. So it might continue tomorrow also, and then we will pick up from there. Essentially, I want to sensitize you about what are the things happening in business field across various domains. So you might be interested in, for example, law. You might be interested in medicine. You might be interested in production. You might be interested in supply chain management issues. What I am essentially trying to say through this presentation is that no matter which area you are interested in, the role of technologies is increasing more and more and more. And you must have seen it in your life also. Like reflect, and you are always welcome to jump in and talk and whatever, as our colleague just mentioned, that these are not necessary lectures. This is more like a exchange of view. Maybe if you feel, you can jump in anytime you want. So what I was trying to say is that reflect in your own life how technologies have maybe changed your life in one way or another. It has made, in some ways now you can see that it has made your life easier. Even if before we start talking about AI and other type of things, other things like mobile phones, a simple example, mobile phones, the use of mobile phones, it has definitely improved life, better access, faster. Over the period of time, the prices of mobile phones went down across countries. Of course, there are expensive phones also, but There are many phones which are very quite affordable also. Yeah, so the prices went down, laptops, all these type of things. The prices went, excess of technology, better communication, all those things. But then what is the dark side of that? Is there a price we are paying as society? Like, you many times I see that, we go out with our friends or whatever, and we are sitting in a restaurant or eating out or whatever, and everyone is on their phone. Like, they are on their phone. And
It might cause depression.
it might cause, yes, there are many
And anxiety.
many anxiety. Yeah, can you elaborate on that? What how that can happen? Of course, I'm seeing the link, but for our other friends, if you can elaborate anxiety, depression, how that can come into this.
The lack of human, how do I say?
Very good interaction, human
Interaction,
conversation.
yes.
Very good, beautiful, beautiful, very excellent point. Yeah, so over a period of time, this thing can happen. So our friend here is saying that how a simple technology, like, I should not say simple, but I'm just saying that mobile phone, the simple thing which is a common space usage. Yes, there are many benefits, and I'm not saying don't use them. Of course, they are. That is what that is the type of world we are in. But our friend is trying to say that what is the negative side on the society, like the anxiety or depression she's talking. These are real issues. So then the human element is very interesting thing to note here. That yes, we need to incorporate technologies, but maybe somehow we need to think about the human element. So just from this, if you reflect on this beautiful point, here you can make a career for yourself. Just from this point, you can make a career for yourself, and very exciting career. And the career can be that these technologies, they are dark side of it, this depression, this anxiety, this lack of human interaction, whatever you want to call it. How to minimize it in the future? What are the steps companies can take? What are the steps governments can take? What are some of the, for example, moral or ethical linkages which we can work on? What should be the protocols of using these technologies? Anything you can pick from these, and there you have a very exciting career, because this thing will be needed, because the reason is technologies are going to be incorporated more and more and more. They are not going to decrease. That thing is going to go more and more and more. Well, no one knows the future, but I just know as much as you know. Don't think that I know more than you. I think together we are going to learn about this thing, and this is more about conversation and communication and exchange of ideas. So there you can, as the role of technologies is going to go more, then already there is this lack of human interaction, which our friend just pointed us to. So this is going to go more. So how this is going to impact relationships, for example, how it is going to impact the work climate, how people are working in the organizations. So there you can make a career from that. Yeah. So very exciting area. So with that, this is a little introduction about couple of things, not even an introduction, couple of things which just came in my mind. I thought I should say them before I start looking at some of the slides. So let's see what are the things artificial intelligence and the definitions and those type of things, that through the exchange of the link of the website, you will look at that, and you are going to, in your own time, you are going to see what are the things I have posted, and then of course through emails we will elaborate on those points, whatever would not be clear to you or something. But I would like you to, look into that website and then see how we can progress. So how I would like to start this is that what are some of the things which artificial intelligence can already do? What are the things which are already happening? not in the future. And we are not talking about some, some sci-fi movie or something like that, that okay, in the future this will happen. And no, what are the things which are already happening through the usage of AI? So I want to spend up. Yes, please go ahead. Someone is, I think.
Face recognition.
Sorry?
Face recognition or text
Face.
recognition.
Very good. Excellent. Face recognition, for example, our friend is talking about that. So face recognition, so think about face recognition, where it can be applied. What is the application of face recognition? How it can make the business environment more productive, efficient. What are the any ideas of applications, for example? Already. So this is
maybe the Apple. They included
sorry?
it in the Apple.
In the airport. Beautiful. A very useful example. Like, before this introduction of this technology of facial recognition, you might have to, it would take more time. There are a couple of people who are there to assist you. You are in the lines, you go to the counter, they make the verification, all of that thing. But our friend is here saying that is that the camera is going to look at your face, make the entry, you are in the airport. That's it. It's even before a second. Yeah. So now how that has impacted the easiness of doing business. It's a business transaction. You are using the facilities of airport. It's a business. You are a customer. Yeah. So other applications you can think about? Yeah. For example, attendance, class attendance, a simple thing. There are 200, 300 students. Maybe you can do it through names. But sometimes someone can log in through using some friend's name. So I can log in as Maria, and maybe she's well, I'm not saying she will be absent, but I'm just trying to make an example. So sorry for selecting Maria, but you can make attendance that okay, Maria was there. But if you turn on the cameras and the picture is taken or something like that, okay, Maria is, yes, through the face we recognize. Although that can also be, tricked. There will always be people who are going to trick the technology. So and I think in the second last session we are going to talk about this example. I have a few things which are coming in my mind. Right now it's too early for that. But what are the other applications? For example, you can please, I would say that as I'm going to talk about some examples and run through the slides, you should run Google searches on those things. For example, just like we are talking about face recognition, you should not be just listening me. You should be on Google or something, some search engine, whatever search engine you use, and type face recognition application in the area you are interested in. Maybe you are interested in supply chain management. Maybe you are interested in criminal law. I don't know what is your interest. Maybe you are interested in some other auditing, some type of auditing practices. So how auditing companies, like, we were looking at this beautiful presentation a while ago, the video presentation, and at the last slides they were talking about big auditing firms like KPMG, PwC, and so on. You are aware of those companies. How are they using facial recognition in their practicing when they are auditing different companies? What is the usage of that? So it might not be very clear as I'm saying, but if you read on that, just run Google searches, see what comes up. You will be very excited, because I was reading this, looking at this example, very interesting. On the bar, you go in a bar and there are so many people in the bar, as you know, it's a crowded space. And if there is a human person, we can make error that who came first. Did I came first, or Karina came first, or Alexandra came first, or who came first to place the order? Who should be served first? So human can maybe make that type of error, but I'm not saying technology don't make error, but the chances are maybe less, and that is my opinion. You are you are open to form your own opinions on that. So they were using this facial recognition technology, that who comes in from the face, they would know. Then they would put the number 1, number 2, and they would have a screen on the side of the bar, and it would say, okay, Karina, number 1, Moga, number 2, Tashfeen, number 3, Maria, number 4, and so on. So from there, they will see, okay, who should be served first, and see how this has made a very interesting application. Now think about the dark side of this, the negative side. Yeah, because everything would have something which is not very pleasant, no matter how good the example is or technology is, and we appreciate it. There is a price for every success, if I can call that. So please guide me, what can be some of the negatives of face recognition? How in the business sector or generally in life, as we are just starting out? Anything comes in your mind, like this is the drawback of using the technology, facial recognition? Can be the drawbacks. Yeah. Think about it.
The lack of private space, maybe.
Lack of private space, maybe lack of identity theft, maybe people can people can know you, that how you look like, otherwise they would not not know how you look like in regular general circumstances, and that data, all of that data is being stored somewhere. Yeah, because think about it, how artificial intelligence is going to work. Yeah, how other technologies like blockchain technologies or big data, these type of, how they work. What is the essential fundamental thing is that they run on data, they run on information. The better the quality of data is, the better the information you put in, the better the algorithms are going to give you more accurate, I should not say better, more accurate results. The better the data is, the more accurate algorithm results will be generated. So that is why companies are collecting data. Yeah. So you must have heard these breaches which go on about data privacy issues, where the data would be stored. Is it secure? Is it stored in external server, or you have your own servers? Is it stored in the cloud, where the data is, where your information is? All your information about your university, for example, your banking, your records, all different type of records, they are stored somewhere in form of a data. Yeah. So where are they? How are they stored? Can they be leaked? And if you run a Google search on this, and for example, banking information leaked in various countries, and you are going to find examples here in various banks where the information from the bank is gone out. So on one hand, these technologies are going to work. The more accurate, the better. More data we have, the better assessment the algorithm can make, the better decision the algorithm can make, and that is how it will be more intelligent, the more information it has. So you would have to collect data, but then the security issues, how to deal with that. So again, from this point now, this is a very good career you can make here, because security issues in data are not going to go away. There will always be data. There will be always bad people, hackers who want to get that data. So how to make it safe? What are the modern things which we can do to really save the data, that don't leak? What are you can make a career on this career path? Security issues, security breaches. And now look at this. Once you make a career in data securities, your options are kind of, I should not say unlimited, because there is a limit for everything, but not everything, but you know what I'm trying to say. So Data, in any place where data is, you have a, wherever they are trying to secure data, you have a job there, and all companies have different type of, or various industries have that. So what can be the dark side? So from here you can think about the uh, a little bit of a dark side, a challenge, how to advance in these technologies. Because think about it, in for example, in Western countries where it's more of a democracy. Yeah, think about this, more of a democracy. And I'm not trying to criticize any government or anything. I just want to talk about some ideas. So, for example, USA, what type of laws and regulations they would have in terms of collecting facial images. Yeah, we are talking about facial recognition, right? They have very different laws if you compare it with some other country like China, for example. So in China, for example, is this government is going to take permission if they want to uh, make a recording of people, something like that. Are they going to take permission? Do they take permission from their people? So you can read on that. Most of the times, the government makes the decision and they implement it. That this is the right way, we are going to do it like this. Yeah. On the other hand, where a government is run where people are going to give vote, cast the ballot, elect the government, democratic type of Europe, for example, your countries there. So then the politicians, because they need vote, they react very differently. So they would like, okay, consent, for example, is a big thing there. Yeah. So before, for example, recording is a simple thing. Yeah, making a presentation for the sake of that, we did the class, we record it. Yeah. And we see, okay, this is what we cover in this. And people can maybe go back to it and see what did we cover or what is something which we missed and we should talk about it. There are benefits of this, but still our colleague there took it's a courtesy type of thing. Can we do it? And of course, you said, okay, no problem. That's fine. But that is the protocol. Most times people would agree. 95% people agree. There's little 3-4% people who would say, based on my experience, they would say they would have some objection or something. Yeah. So, but in China, would they if they want to really do it, would they take permission? Maybe not. So what is the right way and what is the wrong way? So what I'm trying to say that generally speaking, we think that our way is right, generally speaking. And again, I'm just sharing my point of view on this. The type of culture we are born in, the way we are raised, the religion we are in, the type of people we hang out with, they shape our thinking many times. Yes. So then it becomes a little bit hard that to understand the other perspective. It becomes hard because that is our way of way of life. Uh, so in that regard, let me give you some example. Like for example, COVID-19. Where was it? It started somewhere in China. Yes. And how quickly China was able to minimize the spread of COVID. It's a big country, one of the biggest, I think. You can check the numbers, more than 1 billion, of course, population. How quickly they were able to stop it? Quite reasonably. In a couple of months, I think they were able to stop it. But then compare it with European countries. How quickly, what happened there? Some countries, yes, they were able to, but some countries they were not. What there are many reasons for that. But Maybe one of the reason is that China told the people that do this, and China tell the people don't come out. That means don't come out, no matter who you are. You are a millionaire, you are a billionaire, you are a businessman, you are whoever you are. We don't care. Don't come out. Anyone comes out, police comes, take them and put them in the prison. Simple. Yeah. Is it right or wrong? We are not debating that. We are not debating that. It's just a style of doing something. So quite interesting thing to really reflect on. And then when China is, and I would like to link it with artificial intelligence, so I don't lose you, is that all of artificial intelligence and all the technologies are somehow dependent on data. If you look at the advancement of various countries in artificial intelligence, you will be surprised that China is far ahead than combined the advancement of Europe. I'm not talking about one country. Yeah. Please run a Google search on this. Yeah. In terms of patents, in terms of publications. Yeah. Why is that? Europe is a big continent. A lot of countries are there. Big countries are there. UK is there. Other big countries are there. Yeah, quite established. Why is China ahead? What is the reason? Yeah. One reason is that you would want the ethics come in. Ethics in terms of data collection. Yeah. Data collection. Ethical issues. Can we collect this? Take consent. Do this, do that, make the code of ethics. Nothing is wrong in that. As a matter of fact, that is, we can argue that that is the right way to do it. If we are going to build technologies and that will be dependent on data, we should take consent and so on. Nothing is wrong in that. Again, let me repeat that I'm not trying to say that which way is better and which way is not better. I'm just trying to say that there is a price for every way of doing this. So now China will be able to collect data in a faster way than other economies. That means that they are going to be advanced in artificial intelligence.
Maybe they do have something about fake news, which stop let's say malicious people to spread fake news about COVID. So in this way, it could be better to let's say evolve in this pandemic situation.
Yeah, very interesting. Again, different laws and regulations on fake news and all of that. Again, with fake news, you can think about the role of artificial intelligence, how various companies are using AI to detect fake news and which news is correct, which news is not correct. Because again, that is data. Nowadays using technology, you can put something online and how to detect which is correct and which one is not correct. And when there is so much information for human beings to look at every news, that is almost impossible. Almost
Yeah.
impossible.
We do need the software, let's say, and at least to have a training set, let's say, to know what is coming from the government and the doctors and what is coming from the let's say population.
Very interesting, very interesting. And then the companies are using AI on this. And let me give you one more example on that, and then I'm gonna start looking at the slides. Is that, for example, big companies, think about Facebook, for example. Yeah, Facebook is using different type of AI to detect what are some of the things the participants are posting. And then one of the things is that, for example, our friend spoke about anxiety and depression a while ago. So they have this algorithm that if some participant is putting in some things which are showing the signs of anxiety and depression, the algorithm of Facebook detects it and then highlights it to a human intervention. So the algorithm will detect and then it will go to some human being. For example, it might go to uh, Alexandra, yeah, and then gonna check that what is it real? Is it really something they are showing some symptoms or not? Maybe speak with the person, send them a message, maybe call a helpline or something like that. So they have this algorithm there, and if you think about it, it is very useful. It's very useful. You can save a life or something. But I'm going to show you, and I think I have this example in slides also somewhere. Maybe today or tomorrow when we read that slide, I'm going to show you. But you can, meanwhile, you can run a Google search and read about this. Different countries have different laws on this. So there are some places which have banned the use of this technology. They said, no, you cannot look at the private stuff which the people are posting. Now think about it. On one way, and these are the dilemmas in the use of these type of technologies. On one way, using this algorithm, using this tool, you can detect a person who is making some depressing comments and intervene and help save the life. That is one way to look at. On the other hand, they are saying that no, ethical is not more, is not, you can't collect the data like this. So some laws are not going to allow that. So now think about it, which way is right? With the data security, the law, all of those things, they have the people who say that they have a case for that you have this knowledge about the person, you will the person don't want to tell other people that I am depressed. So there are people who are these things are real, anxiety and these type of disorders or whatever. People know it, but they don't want to tell other people that okay, they have this issue, they are struggling with this for whatever the reason. So they don't want to disclose that information. So the law helps them that okay, you don't have to, just your doctor or the people who have that thing, you can disclose it to them, and even they cannot disclose it to other people. So your doctor, if you are there as a patient and you have the doctor cannot tell other people that okay, the person came with this mental disorder or they have this this and that. So same law applied on the, so there are some countries where they banned it and then it did not work there. So the application, the positive is there, the negative is there, and then there is a dark side for everything. And then every country is different, people are different, we are same but we are different. You and me are same but we are different also, because we are raised in different cultures and different way of brought up and all of those things. Okay, so let's look at what are some of the things which artificial intelligence is already doing. Yeah, so I hope you are able to look at the slides which I have shared here. So for example, look at this. AI can already read. Yeah. So I was trying to say that what are some of the things which artificial intelligence can already do? Yeah, not in the future. So artificial intelligence can, and as I was saying a while ago, please run these Google on the searches. Run these on searches and learn about these things. The ones which, of course, you would know things, but then there might be something which maybe you are not familiar with. And for every example, think about in the same way, the way we were talking about in the last half an hour. Like what is the application? And look at the application in your area of interest. What is interesting to you? Yeah, whatever area is interested, you are studying engineering, that is perfectly fine. And with what type of engineering you are, automotive engineering, civil engineering, whatever, and then run search on that application of AI in civil engineering if you are a student of civil engineering. Yeah, if you are interested in journalism, application of artificial intelligence in journalism, and then see how this reading thing will come into, and read about that. Yeah, so that is, I think, you, and then think about the positive and think about some negative and think how to minimize that negative. And then from there, what if that is very exciting to you, you can now read more on that and learn about that over a period of time. And in next, like for example, next, give yourself 5-6 years, and who knows, you are going to become expert in the field. Yeah, so let's look at these things. AI can already read. Facebook is now using AI to sort content for quicker moderation. A lot of people are using Facebook. Not all of their posts can be moderated by a human being, because then they would have to employ a lot of human being. More than 1 billion people are using Facebook. It's just not possible. So AI is going to just look for keywords, whatever words they are posting there. Yeah. So what would be the application of that? Yeah. So reading now, you can run some Google searches on that and look at how various companies are already using this facility of artificial intelligence. Reading is one thing. AI can write. Yeah, AI can write. Now think about it. Writing is what writing takes. The collection of ideas. You have to be coherent. You have to make one point and then back it up, and then make the second point and back it up, and then make the third point, back it up. Then from your point, 3 points, you would make some commentary, discuss it, make some relevant conclusions, all of those things. Yeah. And now look at this. Japanese artificial intelligence writes a novel. It's a creative piece, creativity. Yeah. So creativity is one thing which is linked with human beings, that human beings are creative. Yeah. Yeah. Creativity and technologies cannot be that creative. But look at this example. Nearly wins literary award. Yeah. So of course, these examples you will have to now you don't have to read everything. Yeah. If you are interested in this example and okay, this fascinates you, that okay, AI can write, you would want to read about it. For maybe you wanted to become a novelist, you wanted to write short stories, and you wanted to do that type of scripts you wanted to write. So you would, this example is very useful for that how you will compete in next 5 years, next 10 years. Yeah, we are young people here. Next 10 years, how you are going to compete with that world where AI will be writing these type of creative work. What is, how you should learn about writing. Yeah, look at this now. It's quite mind boggling here. Yeah, quite mind boggling. Washington Post robot reporter has published 850 articles in the past year, and the past year was 2016, and we are in 2021. So I giving you a news story 5 years ago. 5 years ago, this was the capacity. 850 articles in 1 year. You want to go in journalism, for example, and you want to write stories for different mediums. How you need to prepare now? Let me. Yes, please
Sorry,
go ahead.
I think the more we interact with artificial intelligence in any way, the better it gets. even though
Yeah,
we're talking about writing an article or writing news or just posting something on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else,
right.
this AI, it collects all the informations and
Very
it uses somehow against us.
That is interesting comment at the end which Alexandra is made, that
Yes.
it use the interaction, all of those things. Yeah, we are thinking that it is helping us, but at the end of the day it is maybe taking away one job of maybe writing these
Yes.
type of articles. Yeah. So
Yes, indeed.
this sentiment is there. So interesting point. And this is a good way to put the point which I was trying to say earlier, that it learns from interaction. Yeah, I did not use that word, so Alexandra, thanks for that. Interaction, the technology is interacting with you, trying to understand, and whatever you are saying from whatever medium through your facial recognition now. So AI can be deployed on this Microsoft Teams now, and they are looking at me because my camera is on. They are looking at my body language, my maybe not all body, but facial expression, how I'm using my hands, how I'm speaking, how I'm moving my face, my eyes, whatever I'm doing. And then from that, they can create a map of my personality. They can create a map of my personality, what type of person I am. Just like you guys have already done it. I'm sure, just by my voice tone, by how I look, before even I start speaking, because we look at people and then we make some assumptions about them. Right or wrong, we do. Like, stereotyping is maybe not is not appreciated and we should not do it, but there are benefits of stereotyping also, if you think about it. Yeah, but that is maybe for some other time. But this is very interesting point Alexandra is trying to. And more interaction, it's learning about it. So learning through voice though. So you spoke about facial recognition. So looking at the facial movements, thinking about the person. Now voice recognition. Yeah. So link it with AI from voice quality, how I am feeling, my voice. Yeah. Is it a sad voice? Is it depressing voice? Is it energetic? How I'm feeling? What, because these things give cues. Um, where I pause, what is the rhythm of my, how many words I'm speaking? Am I speaking fast? Am I speaking slow? Which words I'm using fast? Which words I'm using slow? All of that is data. All of that. And you would be surprised, and I'm going to share some examples from these slides, is that companies are already doing it. It's not something in the future, because I've ensured that these things which I say in first 2 days is not about future. They are already using this example which I gave you, looking at face, and their companies are conducting interviews using these things. And you can now please run a Google search. Job interviews, artificial intelligence. Just write that. Just write job interviews, artificial intelligence. Click news on the Google. Click news. And you're going to see news. Even if you don't click news, you're going to see in the search job interviews, artificial intelligence. And then read about that. Read seven, eight pieces. And you don't even have to read all of them. Just scan through them. And you're going to find a couple of them which are going to tell you things which in some countries they would say it's not ethical, but there is positive and negative, and ethics is a quite complicated. What is ethical in Romania, maybe it is not ethical in Jamaica. Maybe what is morally correct in some part of Europe, some part of Caribbean, it is different. It is different. What should be the age of working? What should be the legal age of working at which a person can start working? What is the legal age of working in your country? Maybe 18, maybe 16.
I think 16.
Yeah. Now run a Google search on this, that countries where the legal age of working is 11, 12. Run a Google search. Some countries going to come. Some countries going to come. 10, 11, 12. There are countries where it is legal. Of course, the parent has to come and consent. There are some things, but it is. What should be the legal age of drinking? Different countries are different. It's not everyone don't agree. Even now in today's world, in today's modern world, everyone do not agree. What is the legal age of drinking? Even in one country like US, if you go in different states have different laws. What should be the age of marriage? In some states of US, it is 15. In some states, it is 18. And you cannot get married before you are 18. In other states, you can get married if you are 15. What is that? Yeah. So it's quite on the face of it, we can say that yes, moral is don't lie, don't cheat, don't use bad words, abuse, or some things which people agree. But then we are talking about complex things, like Alexandra very rightfully said that artificial intelligence learns from interaction. The more you will interact, the more it will know about you. And if you are not lying and you are being truthful, in a shorter conversation, artificial intelligence can see that, okay, from the way the things you are saying, I think that this is where you are going. Yeah.
There
and
is a
especially
very.
this thing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please. Please interrupt me whenever some thought come in your mind. You need to say it right away.
I just wanted to say that there is a very complex of artificial intelligence example, and you probably guys know about it. It's robot Sophia. That this is the first robot ever that in 2017 was given citizenship of Saudi Arabia, and she's awoken since 2016. It because of all these interactions and everything, it has humanish thoughts and feelings as well, which is very scary. So, as you said, it's all together, the feelings, the thoughts that we all learned it. At the end of the day, we are all part of it, and it's not gonna be nice. It's not. I don't think it's gonna turn in anything good, to be honest, for the humanity.
Interesting observation. But there is hope, and by the end of this week, we will try to identify. I understand the sentiment that many people think that it will be all wrong and everything is go upside down. But it is. I would like to say that it's not that bad. There are some benefits which it's just that we need to think about these moral, ethical issues and implications and those type of things. But the things which artificial intelligence can do is amazing. As a matter of fact, we just when Alexandra was making the last comment, I said that AI will learn that job and then AI will take that job away from human beings. That sentence is incomplete. There are more jobs which are being created by the use of AI than the jobs which are being redundant. Yeah. So in other words, the incorporation of these type of technologies are opening up new type of jobs more than the type of jobs which it is taking away, and the difference is quite subsequent. And I'm going to show you in. I think there is some slide at the end where there are some numbers, but you don't have to wait. Run a Google search on this and read a little bit about that. But what Alexandra is saying is a good is a point to reflect on, and that is why we are here together and we are trying to generate some conversation about it. But the end thing should be that there can be some positive created from that. But again, it is the usage of how different countries are going to use it. It's not about even we. It is different countries, how European countries are going to use, and so on. So please, so what I was saying, 850 articles. If you want to become a journal, you are in journalism, Can you produce 850 articles in 1 year? Is it possible? Yes, but what would be the quality of that? How many articles it is one day? And it is a good reputable piece, Washington Post, one of the big newspapers in US. And how much time it will take, that again is to factor, because with artificial intelligence, it's a the thing is that it can do simultaneously various, like if I ask you run a search on this or run a search on that, in one time you will run one search, right? You cannot search 20 things together. Yeah, you cannot. It's not about you. I cannot. Human beings cannot. Yeah, I should say that instead of saying you or whatever. But I hope you are understanding what I'm trying to say. So, but when we run a search on Google, it is searching from, we type a word and it search from all over the web, and it gives us the result just like that, just like that, just like that. Isn't it fascinating? Yeah. And it is not even strong AI. All of these examples which we are looking at and which we are going to look today and tomorrow, these are weak AI. In artificial intelligence, they are not under the domain of strong AI. This is called weak AI. Please read about that. Just run Google search strong AI, weak AI. Read just a little bit, just a couple of lines or something. Yeah, Forbes is using AI. Yeah, these are big companies for reporters. And not just write. This example I included is not just about writing, it is updating the content. So you write a piece, you publish it. After some time, the information becomes old and you want to renew it. You want to make changes to it. You want to add new lines to the article. Yeah. So that is happening. It's quite interesting. For human beings, yes, they can do it, and they have been doing it all over many years from before, but it's maybe time consuming. So this is this it decreases the time, it decreases the cost of doing business, it improves the effectiveness, efficiency, it just makes you more productive. And that is the reason why even small technologies are being incorporated in various businesses. You look at an assembly line of any automotive company, BMW, Porsche, Toyota, Honda, whatever you want to look at. Just go on YouTube and look at Toyota assembly line car manufacturing, and look at the video. How many human beings are there, and it's the robotic arms are doing those type of things. And once you include AI in that, then you create something like the example Alexandra was giving, Sophia, a robot. Yeah. And then if you let's say you like the looks of Karina, and you can give, instead of, you can give that robot the look of Karina, and is Karina talking with you, and you can collect the data Karina has posted online from her TikTok, from her Facebook, from her whatever information you can get from online. And it won't look, it will look like Karina, it will look like it will talk like her, it will be so. And is it something which is happening in future? No. Is people are doing, please run a Google search again on that. There is an actress, quite beautiful actress, US actress, Scarlett Johansson. So please type Scarlett Johansson robot. So someone who likes her, they gave their robot the shape of the looks of the actress Scarlett Johansson. They gave her the look. So what is that? What is it ethical? Is it moral? What will be the impact on the society? You can debate on that, but this is what it is. Quite interesting. Yeah. So please look at these things as I am running through the slides. It's a Microsoft example replacing workers. Yeah. AI can already see. So we just spoke about artificial intelligence can write. Yeah. Artificial intelligence can. So now we are looking at seeing, and you guys mentioned facial recognition. And I asked you to run a Google search, job interviews, artificial intelligence. What did you find? For example, I am looking at this. This bot judges how much you smile during your job interview. So AI will be looking at me as for the last 1 hour and how often I smile, on in which things I'm talking about, and I'm smiling a little bit, and which things I'm talking about and I'm becoming a little more serious, and where I am a little bit jolly and what. So from there, assessment of my personality, what type of person this is, and then collect all the information online on me. You run my Google search, you're going to find some things. You type Tashfeen Jamaica, you're going to find some things. So AI can quickly going to read that very quickly. It happens just like that. From there, you make a. Human beings also do that. It is not that we don't judge other people, but it takes a little bit time for us. We are quick in judging, but still to make a little better judgment, it takes a little bit of a time. But with technology, it is because it is algorithm, and it will be dependent on how good the data is. That is what is the is if the data is correct, then the answer is dependent on the data. It's just like 2 plus 2 is 4. If you put 2 plus 2 in a computer, it is going to give you, it should give you 4. Yeah. So that, as our friend is saying, interaction, it builds on that interaction, try to, and the more people it will interact with, the more data, the more it will understand human beings, and then human beings from certain cultures. If a person from Indian background, they will assess me in that set, with that set of people, with Indian data. Yeah. Yeah, you may be European data, your country, your age group, all of that, and in a very fast way. Very fast way. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it should be a combination of both. So as Alexandra rightfully made some comments there that this is not going somewhere very nice, and we understand what she is trying to say there. But with that, we don't want to stop using these modern technologies, and she did not mean that also. And we should not just be 100% dependent on them. So it is a handshake between technologies and a human element. So some things AI can do better than human beings. We use AI or other technologies. And some things maybe human beings can do better than. Yeah. So what are the things which human beings can do better than AI? And then focus on that, and then the combination of both is going to maybe create a better product at the end. But here we are trying to discuss that what in your profession, in your field, whatever it is, in next 5 years, 8 years, what are the skills you need to have now, so that in 5, 8 years, that skill is not taken away by some type of technology which is at that time. Right now it is people are talking about artificial intelligence. They have been talking about for many years, but as the time is progressing, they are talking more and more. Incorporation is happening. Yeah. So that is, I think, so you need to look at what you are studying. Whatever you are studying, you need to really look at that. what skills are you gaining in your school, in your university, or your degree? What are you learning? And when you will be ready in your job market, you will be ready, you will be going there. How relevant you would be at that time. And sometimes, you know, university cannot prepare us. It's not, universities cannot prepare us. Like, can I prepare you? No, I cannot. I'm sorry. I can share my thoughts with you. You can share your thoughts with me. We can together have a conversation. Cannot prepare you. You can only prepare yourself because you know yourself. So that is why it's very important to understand your strengths, your what are you good at? What are you passionate about? What is interesting to you? And then in your field, which skill set you can acquire now, which is interesting to you also, and not very easily replicated, but by some type of technology in 5, 6 years, 7 years, depending on your age and your environment and so on. I think that time needs to be spent somewhere when we are in undergraduate courses. So look at this. A board judges how much you smile in the interview, and this is the companies are using. Yeah, companies are using this technology. How much you smile, what words you use, how to use it, where you pause, are you fluent or you need to think, with what are the points where you think, what are the points where you just go very fast. Yeah, because everyone do it. Yeah, if you are listening to me, there are some points where I pause a little bit and I have to think a little bit, and other times I'm saying something very fast. So people do this type of thing. Sometimes reflecting on some things, not reflecting too much. Yeah. This is, you can see. So now link it with the earlier comments, facial recognition, all of that, application, all of that. So security, for example, security in the future, it already is, but like there are cameras and all of those things. But it will be more and more secure. If someone wants to go in the field of security, back some, yeah. So I was saying maybe physical. Something like physical strength would be required if you were going in security industry. Yeah, but what in the future, do you need physical strength or you need some other type of strength? And think about the wars. When countries have some war or something, look at the role of technologies in the wars, for example. So for example, this war against terrorism, 9/11, US going to Afghanistan, bombing that part of the world, all of that. Again, we are not talking about right and wrong, we're just talking about technology. So how far it is, it's very far. But using technologies, you just, send your aircrafts, bomb the place, come back. Those people cannot do anything. Afghanistan cannot do anything. What can Afghanistan, in terms of, although they they at the end of the day US had to leave, but that is after 20 years. Yeah, they have destroyed the place. If you read on that, again, for right reason or wrong, different countries have different say on that. But how that happened is because of technology. Why US is a superpower in the world? Why? There are around 200 countries, not people, countries. And in those countries, there are many people. Why US has the power on others. Why? Why China? People say China is emerging power. Why? What is the reason? What I am trying to say, in the future, in your country, people who would have access to these type of technologies, who will know these type of technologies, they will have an edge over other people. Yeah. They will definitely. So it's very important to think about these things in your area and reflect on them and pause and see, are you doing the right things to prepare yourself for the future of work, for the future of anything? And not just artificial intelligence, it's overall technologies. We just decided to do a course in AI, but you can talk about blockchain, you can talk about big data, you can talk about 5G. These technologies are really disrupting the way people are conducting business, conducting their life. Yeah. Estimates people's age. Yeah. Facial recognition. Maria gave that example earlier. Yeah. Personality judgments, looking at photos. I think I spoke about that. Yeah. Assessing the big 5 personalities. This is a research paper. So these are, as one friend was talking about, fake news, and you will see there is a lot of information like, this happened and that happened. So when I prepared my work here, I ensured that it's not fake news or anything. These things which I am sharing with you, these are authentic information. There's no fake news in this. These things are happening. And we will talk more on that. Like I said, at the end of every class, before you sleep, send me an email. It can be short, it can be long, but before you sleep, you have to do it. It can be 100 words, it can be 500 words. What are the things what are your thoughts? What did you learn new? What excited you? What is crazy? What is not crazy? Yeah, all those type of things. Any examples you have, you share through your email and so on, and then it will help us to give you the course grade and also to build on next day. Yeah. So, like for example, this paper is published in Nature. Yeah. Assessing the big 5 personality traits using real life static facial image. Static. Just the pictures. Yeah. Just the pictures. What are the implications of this? Yeah. And of course, let me say this, that in many ways, these are early technologies. So whenever you are in the early mode, you are going to make some errors, some mistakes are going to happen. That does not mean that something is wrong with the technology. It is just that you are new in something, you are going to make some mistakes. Just like you and me, when we do something for the first time, second time, because we are new, we are cautious. We are thinking about, like you learn how to drive car. First time when you are thinking to learn drive car, you have to say where is the race, where is the brake, where is the gear, where is what, your mirror is right, everything. You have to be cautious about that, because it's not that, it's just that we are new. It's just that we are learning that thing, and then once you learn it, then you don't care. When you are learning, you would tell everyone, please stay quiet, don't talk, I get confused. No one should talk when I'm driving, something like that. Yeah. But when you have experience, then the music is on, your friends are talking, you are talking, you are also talking on your phone, which is by law in some countries. In many countries, I'm not promoting that we should drive and be on phone. It is dangerous, but I'm just saying that then you are comfortable. Same way, when AI is going to make some So this, for example, this type of thing, of course, one of our friends can argue that, oh, it will not detect the true personality. And I agree, yes, maybe it will not. Maybe it will not now. Yeah. But recall the point our friend was making, Alexandra, I think she made this point, that it learns from interaction. So more and more and more and more interaction, it will improve itself. So maybe in the early part, when AI is assessing me, and they might say, okay, he has these tendencies of being extrovert. Yeah, extrovert personality, for example. Then but more and more and more conversations, and then AI says no, is in certain situations he is extrovert, and in certain situations he is introvert. So when he's maybe having this type of conversation, he comes out as extrovert, but when he is in that type of certain situations, he is introvert. So it's the same person. I have different shades in personality depending on the circumstances, depending on the environment, and so on. So again, in the beginning, maybe not correct, but same thing. For example, these self-driving cars. For example, self-driving cars. People have different opinions on that. Yeah, and you can have your opinion. I'm not trying to really impose my opinion on you or something. It's independent thinking. I'm just sharing some points, and you reflect on it, and you take what fits in your environment, and you continue thinking about things which don't really maybe suit you. So what I was trying to say is that these self-driving cars, and then these, I saw some things posted that self-driving car got into accident, and everyone is saying, oh my god, it's a self-driving car, so it got accident, it's not safe, it's this. And I'm not saying it is safe or not safe. I'm just making a point that when self-driving car get involved in an accident, human psyche is that it says, oh my god, this is not going to work, this, that. Yeah. And when a human being goes into accident, we don't stop all humans to stop driving. That, oh, human driving is not safe. Human driving is not safe. Don't let humans drive. If you look at the data, what is the percentage of human beings who are driving the car? Human operated car. What is the accident rate of that? And a self-driving, technology driven, AI driven, because the maps are there and all of that. Yeah, it is a type of intelligence they are using. AI driven self-driving cars. Which one is more safe? Which one is more safe? So human beings, of course, are having more human beings are drinking and driving. Human beings are driving without license. Not you and me, but we are generally talking about, and not even your country or my country, on a global scale of world. These things are happening. Human beings are on phone and they are distracted and they get involved in. Human beings are driving and they go sleep. Please run a Google search. The number of accidents where drivers got sleepy. Please run a search, Google search. Number of accidents where driver became sleepy, dozed off while driving. See the figure. You are going to be surprised if you look for some countries like US. Number of accidents because of driver slept in the last year. United States of America. Again, I'm not trying to speak against America or any country. We are just a discussion. This is what is happening. But then we don't. Now, how I was saying, it is incorporation of, it's a shake hand between technology and human being. So how we can bring these number of accidents where human beings are driving and they become sleepy, because there are many, the background is there are many drivers who work long hours, who have to, this is their profession. So sometimes to earn more money, and then there are long distances they have to travel. So they think they are okay, but they are in the night. No one is there to talk. They are driving alone, and they will just doze off. And for an accident to happen, it's just a little second, and something can happen there. But we were trying to talk about how AI can minimize such incidents. So, for example, you guys spoke about facial recognition. Facial recognition, yeah, beautiful. So, a driver is. Please go ahead.
Sorry, but I think to make it more safer, self-driving car, we need more data to prove that it's going to be fine on the street for the robot. Like, for example, I don't know, they need more pictures to see if something is dangerous.
For example, I was. More pictures? What about that, Nia?
I think it needs more picture to recognize if something is dangerous or not. I don't know, for example, maybe a rabbit is on the street.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe more pictures. This is interesting, very interesting thing to reflect on. So, for example, a driver is there with their truck or whatever, and there are cameras installed on the road as they are driving. So in the night, one camera will take the picture, and through the usage of some technology, AI or something there, they can see, okay, this is maybe a little drowsy, but a little distance more, they can maybe take second picture, and then they can see, okay, there is some trend, and then maybe they can alert the police, and they can maybe stop the vehicle and just ask them to take a rest. You don't have to really do something. If it is the first time the person is doing it and they don't have a record of, they are not repetitive, you just ask them, please park your truck on the side, have a nap, sleep for 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, half an hour, and you get freshed, and then you can go back. So it's an interesting thing where artificial intelligence can be incorporated. And why I say human beings can also do that, but the point is that it will be very costly. Like how many cameras you are going to install, and how many human beings will be employed to, look into those type of pictures, and then all of that. But with artificial intelligence, it's just, you just have the technology and the cameras are installed. So the AI is going to look at the picture, static facial images, and from there see if you are drowsy or not or something. So that I think we will look at that type of example also. But this one is personality, yeah, personality. So think about it. What are the other places where it can be used? Personality one. Like for dating websites, yeah. So you want to date, and you enroll in the website, and you put in your picture, and then you have the AI, and I'm also, let's say, and you look at my picture, and from my picture it is going to give you a report of my personality. Now you can decide if you want to talk with me or anyone, whatever. Just a general example I'm trying to give. So before you even talk with them, because you have seen them, maybe the looks are okay to you, and then your personality report are rough. Again, it is not perfect. Yeah, so I was trying to say that in the early part, because the self-driving car are new, relatively new, and there will be accident and so on and whatever. Over a period of time, it might become better and better. Because think about it, we always, many people are, I don't know about you, but many people would you be comfortable if in your country there is you want to go from one place to next, and a self-driving car comes, and you sit in the back of the seat, and the self-drive, there is no driver, it just takes you where you want? Would you be comfortable? Ask yourself. Would you be comfortable in sitting in a driverless self-driving car in your city? Take a taxi, take a cab, just sit in it.
Maybe yes, because I won't be able to make small talk with someone, so I'm gonna be alone with my own problems.
Yes, that's 1.2. That's 1.2. So some people will say yes, some people will say no, and then depending on which country they are coming from, how much of these type of technology. Some countries are, some countries are in Europe are using a lot of technologies there, like different type of technologies there. So some citizens are more open to these technologies, but what I was trying to think about is that these aeroplanes, when we travel from one place to another, one country to other country, or within our country, aeroplanes, air travel. Because someone gave, and I think Maria gave example of airport check-ins. I was thinking that air travel, you sit in the aeroplane, and is it, as there are pilots, the pilot, there's co-pilot, pilot, people are operating the um, airplane. But if you read a little bit on that, you would see that a lot of things the aeroplane is doing on its own. It is on a self mechanism. That's why if you look at the inside, there's a lot of buttons, a lot of things which are aeroplane is doing on its own, and the pilot is there to have a look over when if they have to intervene, they would intervene. But many things, especially in the modern aircraft, they lift themselves, they land themselves. The cameras are there where exactly to land, and of course human pilots have to be there because a lot of passengers are there, and if something goes wrong, because at the end of the day it is technology, things can go wrong with the technology, so the human element can intervene and do something about it. But outside of that, all of many mechanisms are uh, self in a self driven, self operated mode, if you think about it. But many passengers in the airline are not that reluctant. They say, okay, all right, we're going to just sit, because maybe they are not seeing how the what is happening in the cockpit. But when we are in a car, because it is smaller and it is obvious that if it is a self-driven or the driver is there. This is interesting thing to reflect on. Yeah, monitor behavior of taxi driver. I just gave you example of that. Monitoring behavior, drowsiness, whatever you want to call it. High risk renters. You want to rent a place, artificial intelligence going to look at your face and then determine if you are going to pay your rent on time or not. Companies are using these things. Companies who are giving space for rent, they are using this technology. Now, is it right or wrong? Just by looking at my face, how they can determine that if I am going to pay the rent on time or not. Yeah. So maybe ethical divide is going to come in. Ethical divide. Discrimination between races, between accents, how people look. A person who looks black, you say you associate the black looking person with something negative, like no disrespect to anyone, we are just exchanging views here. With crime, for example, you remember the case what happened in US a while ago, Black Lives Matters, all that movement. Yeah, what was that? Is that someone sees a black person and they have a certain tendency that this is how they will be. What is that? That is going to become part of that. Muslims, for example, you are coming from, we spoke about like, um, for example, Afghanistan, we spoke about it. You must have seen the pictures of like the way Osama bin Laden looks, beard, full beard, a turban on head. If you see someone who looks like that in your community or whatever, what are you thinking? What is the What is the thought coming in your head? What type of person that must be? What type of person that must be? What do you think about Indians, generally speaking? You like them, you don't like them, you know, and this is fine. We all have our, we don't say it very openly, but we all have our preferences. People looking for certain looks, that this person looks like this, and generally people don't want to admit it, but if you look down, yeah, preferences. So if you like Indians, if you already like Indians, and then you would look at me differently. But if you had a bad experience with some Indian person who speaks like me, whose accent is like me, somehow that memory is going to come in that. Somehow it's going to come and it will impact. If you had a good experience with a blonde, for example, you are looking at it from that lens, yeah, as a human being. That unconsciously sometimes these things happen. We don't want to do it many times. We say everyone is equal and we should not discriminate and all of those things. That is fine, and that is how we should be ethical. Sometimes unconsciously these things, we get influenced by these things unconsciously, you know? So it is important to be conscious about these type of decisions, especially in the context of artificial intelligence, because what it is dependent on data. We need to say something about certain, you know, so we are putting in data, okay, Muslims, this is the profile of Muslims, this is the profile of black looking people, this is the profile of blondes or lighter shade, this is the profile. So based on that, make judgments. Make judgments. So that is, so based on that, person who looks like certain facial characteristics, they maybe are going to delay the rent. Maybe they are now widen the application. Maybe they are is a criminal. Maybe the person is criminal. Yeah. If you are not told who is, if you know that there is a robbery in the neighborhood, and the 3 suspects are there, and they look differently from different ethics and different background. African, one is African, one is Caribbean, one is Indian, one is European, one is Chinese, one is, and they say, who you think did the robbery? who is the thief in this? Yeah. So with human beings, it is, you know, it's, you can manage that, but with once the technology is there, AI, what are the algorithms, what data you are giving it, it is going to, many decisions will be based on that, and it can be quite tricky and hilarious also sometimes. Sometimes it can be hilarious also how you take it. But interesting thing. Whether you are gay or straight, look at that. Yeah, just by looking at, and I'm not going in details of these postings. I'm hoping you are making notes, and what is exciting for you, you are making, you will read a little bit more about that. So for example, see this test, they run with up to 91% accuracy. The accuracy rate is up to 91%. Again, not 100% yet. It's going to increase. So what type of world we going to go in, and what are the things businesses need to incorporate in their practices? And this is quite an interesting career there. Okay, there are, in the sports, foresee, artificial intelligence can already foresee, predicting, preventing sports injuries using artificial intelligence. So for example, looking at the video recordings of the person, how they play, how they run, how they move their arms, their body, all of those things. And from there you detect that is there some movement they are making which can cause certain injuries in the bone, in the leg, wherever. Yes. So again, the data is coming from various videos, a lot of videos, and then the end results, of course scientists feed the data in the system, and from there they can say that okay, this is how you should play, you should make this change in your body language. And different sports would be, you can think about various sports there. And it's the accuracy rate, as I'm looking at these various, it is improving. It is not that it is not perfect, but it is improving over the years, improving, because many, as we are speaking, many people are working on these technologies just to make them better and better. People have dedicated their lives. These, have you thought these technologies which we used, how they were made, how they, like, we are, I'm using the camera, I'm using this laptop, internet is there, you are all the way, we are far away, we are not sitting in same place, you guys are sitting in different places, and we are talking live. It's a mind-blowing thing if you think about it. These things happen just by chance or just by a little work. People put a little work and these things happen. No, it's a lot of work. People dedicated their lives to bring these things. The same way people have dedicated their lives to making improvements in different technologies, and they are looking at over the years they solve a problem. And for example, self-driving cars, how many years people have been working on it? You should run a search. Like, we might think it is relatively new thing, but people are working from it long time. And or use of different gases to for energy, petrol, diesel, coal, now electricity. So all major car companies are working on electric cars, all major, without exception. There is no major car manufacturer in the world, I'm talking about the major ones, who does not already have an electric car or are not actively working on making one. There is no one. But you might say, depending on different countries, that electric car is relatively new concept. But if you read the history, many years people have been working on this, like alternative energy sources, many years. So it can foresee. Artificial intelligence can hear and understand. AI can hear and understand. I did not put example here, but you should be able to run some searches or from your own experience. You use different tools in your phone, like for example Siri. What is that? It's a weak AI, yeah? A very weak basic AI. It hears you, it understands you. Understanding, now understanding is some, we sometimes as human beings we say, oh, they don't understand us, this person don't understand us. Understanding, we crave to be understood. Like, it is my desire that whatever I am trying to say, you understand it, that where I am coming from. Yeah. And it is my desire to understand you. We have this barrier. If we were in a face-to-face setting and I could see you and look at your body language and what you are doing and all of those things, it would help my understanding there. Yeah. But with artificial intelligence, if let's say I've put a software of AI, and then you are speaking the way you speak, AI detects it. It's looking at your video, and from there your facial movements or whatever, or maybe you are doing other things, maybe you are on your phone or you are doing other things, or you are writing something, or you are not 100% here. All of those things AI would, through the camera, would look at that and then see what things I say where you are interested, and what things I say where you are not interested enough, what captured your attention, what did not capture your attention. And at the end of 2 hours, it gives me a report. And after the session, I read that report and see what is happening. And then tomorrow when I come, I use that information to my advantage. What's going to improve my performance, of course, and it is going to improve your experience. Yeah. It's very interesting to think about. Speak. Artificial intelligence can speak. Yeah. Alexandra gave an example. Sophia, robot. Yeah. It's AI. Again, even Sophia, we might think that it is some type of advanced AI. Again, it is weak AI. So AI is capable of a lot of things. A lot of things. Smell. This is extremely interesting. Now if you are not aware, you might think that how artificial intelligence can smell. Yeah. Artificial intelligence can smell. AI designed with a sense of smell to detect illnesses from human breath. Just by looking at your breath, it detects what are the possible sicknesses or illnesses you might have. Think about it. Now, smell is something like, we use dogs to detect, again, on the airport or something like that. So, of course, human beings, some people have a good nose there, but sometimes we miss the smell. So think about it, how that can improve the work of a doctor. AI. Think about other applications. If AI can smell, then you are on a manufacturing plant in a business setting, you are producing something, some manufacturing is going on, and there is some leak of some material or something, and it has some odor, it has some smell, and the technology can detect that the smell is coming from here, and then you get a notification on your mobile phone through the app that, okay, this is the thing, this is where you need to go there, and at that point there is a leak. So from the smell it detects it. So how easy it is going to make the job of a plant manager or something, like people who are managing some type of manufacturing. The applications are huge. Very interesting. The perfume makers they cannot smell a thing. Yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, run a Google search. Perfume making artificial intelligence. Perfume making artificial intelligence. So if someone is going to make perfume, they should be able to smell, to see what is the smell like and all of that. That is our understanding. But companies are making perfumes, very nice smells, and the perfumes are in the market. We can buy them if we want, and they are made using AI, and AI cannot smell, but that AI is able to smell. How? And so that you need to read about that. If that interests you, if that fascinates you, you read a little bit and just run a Google search. Perfumes, perfume making using artificial intelligence. You will see companies which are making them. Yeah. Again, it is dependent on data. So they are collecting data that, okay, we want to make a perfume for 18 to 25-year-old people, girls. So they are girls 18 to 25, living in Romania, middle income bracket, going to certain universities. So they are being educated certain universities. So they will collect the sample from that, what this age group, what smells they like, and then they will put those things, that information in the AI system, and then ask it that what new combinations you can form which hypothetically these girls are going to like, and then give you some choices. And from there, then maybe a human being can come and they can see which ones, but it will give you some 10 choices there, that okay, if you create these combinations, people are going to like it. How that is going to change the industry of perfume making, if you understand the industry or you have read about it, but you can always read about it, it's going to totally change that. So think about the things which it can create perfume without even a sense of smell. Yeah? So run some. This again is neuromorphic computing chips. Run a Google search on them. Neuromorphic computing chips. If you are not aware, spend like 5 minutes, read a little bit about that. You don't have to read a lot, just to sensitize yourself a little bit. Yeah, they could smell explosive, narcotics, diseases. Yeah. I gave you example of leaks in the plant. You can smell. Odor detection, like if this smell comes, if this smell comes, if this smell comes, alert us, alert the plant. And plants are very big, sometimes very big, and sometimes if you don't take action quickly, the material can get wasted, all different things can come. So with these type of AI can really so if what we might want to think a little bit is that in that, if you are a business manager of such establishment, what skills would be required from you? What are some of the things which you should have to make better usages of these type of technologies, where AI can smell, can write, can read, can hear, can understand, creativity, yeah, facial recognition, all of those things which we are trying to. I spoke about these dogs and smells, and this is extremely interesting example there. AI can already touch, yeah. And this is now a combination, a touch and see. If you can see this picture here, it's a robotic arm which is going to hold the raspberries, and there is a camera. So camera is there to look at if the raspberries are ready to be picked up or not. And then if they are ripe, then the arm will collect it. If it is not ready, if it is not ripe, then it will not collect it. Yeah. And then the pressure should be such that, because raspberries, if you hold them very tight, they can, you can destroy them. It will lose its shape or something. So that touch, very sensitive touch, like a human hand. Yeah. That type of touch. But there is no human hand. This is a robotic arm. Yeah. And then look at the efficiency, up to 25,000 raspberries a day. 25,000 in a day. And the robotic arm is not going to get tired. It is not going to say, I need a coffee break or I need rest or whatever. Nothing like that. And it will do 25,000 raspberries in a day. So think about the applications in other fields also. Yeah. How that is going to make impact on various fields. There is a combination. It is touch, holding, and then camera. And now include other things. So if this can, for example, smell, include the smell also. So it can smell the raspberries. Using smell, it understands if it is okay, what type of, if it is good quality raspberry or whatever, different type of things can be done. Now human beings can also pick up 25,000 raspberries a day. Human beings can also do that, but with a lot of experience over the years, with a lot of understanding the thing. Not everyone is human being can do it, but the good ones, the expert ones in picking up. They're quite interesting to reflect on. Touch, and now you can link it with the Alexandra was talking about Sophia robot. So link it. It can, Sophia can include the seeing ability, include the touch ability, include all these things which we are trying to talk about. And other things, I'm sure many things are coming in your mind, and maybe it is the first day and you are a little bit shy to speak up your mind right now. And then give the shape to Sophia, the shape you like. Give Sophia the hair you like. Give Sophia the eyes you like. Give Sophia the skin you like. And connect Sophia with web. Now ask Sophia if she's going to reply. And you can accent Sophia's accent. Whatever accent you like, Sophia is going to reply in that. It's going to be very interesting machine you have created there. And is it really a machine? If it can understand, your emotions, that how you are feeling right now. Niyat is feeling bored, for example. So Sophia is going to speak something which is of interest to Niyat, or something like that. So if it can understand what are the emotions you are going through right now, understand. And the more you will interact, I think Alexandra made that point very nicely, that more you interact, the more it is going to just become better and better and better. Yeah. Electronic skin, I really want you to run a Google search on that. Electronic skin. Yeah, make a note. Electronic skin, run a Google search on that. Okay, this is, I'm trying to conclude now because I think it is time, but let's look at this one. AI can already movement. I gave you this example, like US bombing Afghanistan all the way from US. And this is even more like AI co-pilots US military aircraft for the first time. Yeah, co-pilot. So you have AI and you have a human pilot, and the military aircraft is moving. So eventually you can take out, as it advances, you can take out the human factor from there, and AI is operating it. It's possible. It's not possible, it's already doing. Let me show you some examples. Air Force seeks to pit unmanned aircraft with AI against a manned jet fighter. So they have already done these type of experiments. One aircraft, human being, other aircraft, artificial intelligence, and not aircraft, just aircraft, jet fighter. And those of you who might have some knowledge, it's to become a jet fighter. It's not everyone can become a jet fighter. Physically, you have to be extremely competent. Mentally, you have to be extremely competent. a lot of testing and so many things goes before rigorous training goes on before they let you fly a jet fighter. And there are many reasons for that, and one of the reason is the cost. Please run a Google search, cost of a jet fighter. Yeah, the massive price of a jet fighter. So they don't want to give it to someone who is not really fully tested. They are artificial intelligence is going to is running. They did the test there. And I was talking about what would be the future of wars, for example, where from a touch of the button you can do things. So human element. So this is the positive side also. Like in a war, a lot of human beings can get killed, die. You have AI, or you can now make Sophia. Sophia is your soldier. You can make Sophia soldier, give her the ammunition and whatever you want to. And there is a good side also if you think about that. Let me go through this also quickly, because I think we spoke about understanding emotions, and Maria spoke about gave some example of anxiety, depression, and so on. So AI knows when you are feeling lonely, and you can run some searches on this, because in COVID-19 times, a lot of people use these type of robots for companionship. Many people are lonely in this world. Not everyone have someone to talk to. Maybe you have. I'm sure you have, which is a good thing. I have, so it's fine. But outside of us, there are many people who don't really have people around them for different circumstances. It's a good companion you can have there. As a matter of fact, it helped many people in the times of COVID-19. Run some searches on that if you are interested. And then I told you about this Facebook suicide algorithm, but let me tell you something like, yeah, see, look at this, banned in the EU, European Union. So in your part of the world, Europe, banned, because of the reasons I was trying to explain early. There's a sensitive information that people are depressed or something. They don't want to disclose it to other people or make it part of the data domain. No, yeah. Although if they would have legalized, it would help them save the life if someone is trying to do some suicide or not. But then again, ethical, legal, all these type of things are there. Yeah, so, but I'm gonna stop here because so these are some of the initial pointers which I thought I should share with you, and we're going to continue tomorrow also, and try to complete this set of slides and so on. So now, as we are closing, you are required before you sleep in let's set a time in next 1 hour. I think right now you should do this activity next. So after the end of every class, within next 1 hour, please email me what are your thoughts about what happened today. What are the things you would like to maybe talk about more? What are the things you maybe wanted to say during the session, but you did not say it because for various reasons, different people are different. So send me an email on that, at least 100 words, but you can write more if you would want. My email address is so I'm going to share my email address with you, where I want you to send the thing, and then it is you will do that there. So I hope you are seeing it on the screen. It is Mr. Tashfeen at hotmail.com. So all the communication during the session and after the session, we can talk about these things, whatever you are interested in, and we can keep in touch using this email. They gave me the email of this university, in Romania, but not really using that email. So direct your mails to this. So at the end of every class, you will be doing the same activity. So 5 days would mean 5 emails. At the end of every class, you are giving a brief on the thing. Before you sleep, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours from now, you can send that email. That is one job, and the second job is that at the end of on Friday, you are submitting a short video on one of the anything which you would want to talk about in terms of artificial intelligence. We will pick up any topic of your choice which is linked with artificial intelligence and business environment. There are many examples we spoke about today. We will pick up any topic of your thing and make a video on that. At least 3 minutes and maximum 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. That is the timeline. So that you would be submitting. So these are the two things which you would be doing.
Would you like us to make like a